Good morning. It's Thursday morning. We read from Matthew 24. Jesus left the temple and was going away when his disciples came to point out to him the buildings of the temple. But he answered them, "You see all these, do you not? Truly I say to you, there will not be one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." What could he mean? You ever been to a really big city? You see these gigantic buildings. They're 100 stories tall, 80 stories tall, and the normal buildings are 40 or 50 stories. At least in New York, they are, and those are just the sort of routine buildings where people live. So if you go to a big city like that, you see these gigantic buildings, and you think of the mass of them, and the all of the all of the effort and the planning and the work that it takes to build a building like that. And you think, you have got bathrooms on every floor, lots of them, and so you've got all this plumbing and all the electrical and all the services, all the utilities. And when you're on the street in Manhattan, underneath you is about a 10-story structure, because you've got the subway, and then you've got the tunnels for water and the tunnels for the electrical and services, and you've got the drainage, and you've got all this other stuff that's all underground. So big cities are huge machines. It's not just piles of stone, but there's all this other stuff. And Jesus, they're marveling at how big these temple buildings are, because they're just about the biggest thing these guys have ever seen. And Jesus says, yeah, but every stone will be knocked down. Every bit of it is going to be flattened. And that's what happened in AD 70 when Rome had finally had enough of the Jewish rebellions and came in and tore the place down and burned it. Jerusalem was destroyed. The Jews left and went into the Great Dispersion, it's called. And so all those stones were torn down. All those big piles of buildings were knocked over. Now, from Jesus' point of view, he's predicting what's going to happen. The Romans are going to come and tear this place down. We take a lot of this stuff very apocalyptically and say, well, he's talking about the end of the world. It's more difficult to understand and explain all of that stuff. I think really he's looking at the end of their current religious life. And we're going to go into this in some detail in the next 20 verses or so. We'll look at that tomorrow. But what you see here is this prediction that the end is coming, and nothing's going to be left as it is. Nothing, it won't even be one stone on top of another. It'll all be knocked down. It'll all be destroyed. We're in a period like that in transition, in a way, in our lives. If you think about it, COVID is not over. It's not gone. They're expecting another wave in January. It might not be very bad for most of us who've been properly vaccinated, but it'll still be there, and there'll be a lot of sickness, and so we're still going to have to wear the masks and all blah blah blah, all that stuff. It's getting old, isn't it? But we're going to have to do it. That's changing everything about our lives. Somebody was saying yesterday, well, how come you go to New York and the restaurants are full and the venues are full of people, but nobody's at work? They're all still working from home. And some employers are saying, hey, if you can go to restaurants, you can come to the office, get over here. But everything's changing. And our politics is making a lot of things change, or we're facing a lot of issues that some people don't want to change and some desperately do. But many things need to be changed, and we need to look at that too. So one stone won't be left on another, and we don't know how our world will look in another, say, 15 years. We don't know what the result of some of the policies that we're constructing now will be, and we don't know what the results of some of the things that are happening that are beyond our control. We don't know what those results will be. So, like those disciples, we sit and wonder as we look at these things that we've built, and we wonder what will be left. And Jesus doesn't say, it's all going to be destroyed and you're going to be out there homeless. He doesn't leave them hopeless, but he does say, change is coming. So hold on to that, and we'll see you tomorrow where we'll talk about this stuff some more. Have a great day.